is at the end. And it looks like a comet. It looks like a comet streaking through the sky.
Yeah.
And literally, like, they laid these sites out so that when the spring and winter equinox happens, the moon is sitting right on top of the fucking pyramid, like as it's a trophy or something. And the sun does the same thing. The winter equinox, summer equinox, and stuff. It's crazy, and I think the reason they did that is to track the celestial bodies so that they know what era we're moving into. What is the next 1,000 years gonna bring?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's basically a big clock.
Yeah.
It's a celestial clock. That's what Stonehenge is. That's what the Mayan temples are. That's what the pyramids in Giza, they're all clocks to track celestial bodies in space to let us know where we are in space at a certain time, so we know where the planet's located so we can prepare for this cataclysm that's going to happen again. Yeah. It happens every 12,000 years.
And like you said, to touch on what you just said before we get out, how you said that there's many different reasons why they do this to us. And they keep this information from us, and they teach these outdated theories and stuff like that. And when they take away our history and tell us that we were so dumb 5,000 years ago that we couldn't possibly have done this or that steals our purpose, and it steals our destiny away from us.
Yeah,
because
it makes us feel lost.
Yeah, it
lost
makes us
in
feel
the lost. Purposeless and lost.
Yep. So lost with no purpose. They want us to believe that everything is just random and there is nothing to it, and we're just these creatures that just randomly popped up floating through this space.
Yep.
And this endless.
And there's no significant history for us to attach ourselves to.
Yeah. So when they do that, they separate us from our purpose as human beings.
Yeah.
And
as a species.
So if you do that, that's like,
that's how you control.
Yeah, that's how you can control. That's how you control us. When human beings, we're not meant to be controlled.
Right.
It says, like, there's good things in the Bible. And there's good things in all these different texts.
Right.
And that as a human species, we're not meant to be controlled. We're meant to evolve and prosper and to go throughout this time and space that we're in. And it says it in the Bible. God told us that we have dominion over earth and space and everything. Like we're meant to
we're the dominant species on the planet.
Yeah, we're meant to go out here and thrive in every way possible. And for some reason,
they're stuck in their ways.
These powerful elites, for some reason, they want us to be aimless creatures with no purpose. And we're coming into an age right now that our bodies are going through these molecular changes that we don't even realize.
Yeah.
But these powerful entities, these old families that have been around for generations, thousands of years, that passed on knowledge to each other, they know that we're going through this age right now, that our bodies and our spiritual evolution is happening right now. And that's why they're spraying all these different things into the air, all these metals and everything like that. And they have these 5G towers.
Yeah.
What's it called? Because
otherwise, us as a species, we would be excelling incredibly super fast right now. And we are still.
Yeah.
Even out, but it really hinders us though, and it slows the process, and it But just imagine if we didn't have all of these environmental things that they do to us, and all of these other fucking things that happen that keep us limited on our ability to evolve as a species. Fucking, we would be, dude, it's unthinkable, imaginable, the things we'd be capable of doing right now, you know?
And that is the core purpose, what you're talking about right now. That is so true. And like you said, we are going so fast right now. But if we keep on talking, and the more people that we awaken by the information that we have, and we keep spreading it, then we can get onto a path where we are on a journey that is unstoppable as human beings. Because it says in all these different texts throughout history that when they created us, that they create us so that we would excel past them.
Right.
Like if you want to say what Jesus said, everything that I can do, you will do and more.
Yep.
And other different texts, like from India and stuff like that, talk about that we will get these powers. And if we went back in time and showed them what we can do now, they would call it magic. But all magic is technology.
Yep.
That human beings
There's no
don't
difference
realize.
between technology and magic.
No.
They're literally the same thing.
They're literally the same exact thing.
Yep.
And
it's crazy.
And right now, you don't know that I'm recording, but I've been recording for the last 10 minutes because...
I know. When you said that we need to record ourselves, I knew that you were recording then.
Yeah. So that we can awaken mankind. Because what me and my cousin are doing right now, which we keep our names anonymous right now for specific reasons. But what me and my cousin are doing right now, we are having this conversation so that we can have this conversation with other humans that are on the same level as us, so that we can awaken as many souls, so that we can accelerate like we should be accelerating. And that's the purpose that me and my cousin are on right now, because us human beings, we have lost our purpose, and me and my cousin are here to help all of us regain our purpose. And that's all we want to do. We want to prosper. We want to live lives that were free. We want to have purpose. And we want to show the world that the strongest power is love. It's love. But there's negative and positive on both ends. It has to be like that. It just has to be. There's always going to be good and evil. There's always going to be negative and positive. So
you're always going to have groups of people in the world that can take something positive that humanity can use positively, and they're going to try to use it in a way to excess. Like, they're going to either use it in excess, like they say moderation is key. They're either going to use something too much to where it becomes harmful, or they're going to sinisterly use it to try to control people, because people want control.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to have people that just don't want to use whatever it is at all because of laziness or misinformation, or being uninformed about the ability out there, capability, or ability of technology that we have available to us and everything. You know, it's going to be like one of those three things: laziness, excess, or sinister plotting, basically, is the way I view it. Like, you know, you're always going to have groups of people that are going to do those three things with anything in the world, it seems like.
Yeah, and I agree with you there, cousin. And one more thing I want to touch on before we turn this off, is that we we as a human species, we have an obligation to ourselves and to others. And one of the most powerful things as a human that we can do is get in touch with ourselves. And meditation and getting quiet and asking yourself questions and being honest with yourself. This is the first step to awakening to who you truly are, because since you were a baby, you have been programmed and taught by other human beings that didn't know what was going on. So it's your responsibility as a human being to sit down and ask yourself the real questions. Who are you? What is your purpose? What makes you happy? Go within and ask yourself these questions. And when you do this, you will get answers. The trick is to be honest with yourself, because if you can't be honest with yourself, then you can't be honest with nobody else. So then you will have the wrong perspective and you will pass on the wrong perspective to other human beings. Communication is key. We have to communicate with each other. We have to collaborate with each other, because for the success of humankind, this is what we have to do. And this is what me and my cousin were doing.
And that's one of the things, like, for instance, like I was just saying about how, the 3 ways that things will be used: positive, excess, laziness, and sinister. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's one of the things that's happening now in our culture today. Is one of the things being used in excess is social media outlets and platforms being used as a mainstream way of communicating. Mm-hmm. Because what it's doing is it's dumbing our actual human to human communication skills down, and it's keeping us from being able to positively excel in a human to human communicating.
It separates
aspect.
Us, right?
Yeah, it causes separation, and it allows us to become isolated within our own little worlds.
What happens when we isolate ourselves?
We get depressed. We become separated from the real world perspective around us. Uh-huh. And a lot of people don't come back from it sometimes, so.
No, a lot of times they don't, cousin. And when they lose this, they lose themselves. They get, like you said, they get depressed and they want to die. They want to kill themselves.
And we forget how to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing it on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. So one thing.
We're using emojis rather than words.
Yeah. So one thing else is that we have to realize that the powers that control us, and that they know this. And most human beings, we don't know this. We just think it's a platform to share.
Well, and it can be used in a positive manner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about it, is everything has degrees. Like that's one of the 7 Hermetic universal principles, mm-hmm. is the principle of degrees, and the principle of polarity. And, you got the principle of opposites, the yin and the yang. And the degree principle is, everything has degrees to it. Like something that's hot to one thing could be cold to another.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's the question, is what degree do we use it to? There's a certain degree to use everything to. And, so hopefully, but that's what I was saying, is like, just because things are being used in a negative manner by some people doesn't mean that it can't be used positively by other people.
And that's what we're going to do, because a lot of people think that like AI and everything like this is just bad and everything like that, but right. It's going to be used for bad and it's going to be used for good.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So in me and my cousin's endeavor, we're here to shine light onto how we can use all of the things that they're using for bad, and we can use it for good. And this is what we want to do. And for now, my cousin and I, we're going to keep our identities concealed for right now. So you will know me as Sunshine, and my cousin will be known as
Moonlight.
Will be known as Moonlight. So that's what you would know us by. I'm Sunshine, and he is Moonlight. So right now we're going to sign off. This is our first we'll call introduction.
Yeah.
And you will hear more from us. This was just a random thing where I just started recording. So the next one we will actually have a set theme that we're going to go into, and we want feedback from you guys, because eventually we want to bring you guys onto the air with us so that we can have these deep intellectual conversations and we can explore options and collaborate with each other like we're meant to do.
And actually communicate person to person.
Yes, person to person, because that's key, because we're done being separated. We're done. Right, cousin?
Yeah. It's time to use the things that we have available to us to prosper and to help humanity and to help our people move forward as a species and just excel the way that we can and are capable of, just keeping in mind, bearing that the things around us are all things that can be used to a certain degree. And once you pass a certain degree with certain things, that's when it starts becoming harmful. So I think that we can use, there's so many things that are available to us right now at our fingertips that can be used in such a positive manner to excel us as a species. And so that I'm all about that. I'm all for that.
It's like our divine right, cousin. What do you think?
Yeah, exactly.
It's our divine right.
Yep.
So this is Sunshine.
This is Moonlight.
And we're out for a little bit, and we'll be back with you.
Tune in later.
I love you.